The WNBA All-Star Draft was fun between Caitlin Clark and Nafisa Collier, the team captains, picking the players, picking the rosters. But the most interesting aspect was the coach swap, because Clark traded Cheryl Reeve, who was the coach of her team, or was to be the coach of her team, to Collier for Sandy Brondello, the coach of the New York Liberty.
Oh, the sweet flavor of revenge served with a side of swagger. The WNBA All-Star Game just shifted from routine to chaos. And guess who's holding the remote? Caitlin Clark is officially done playing it safe. While everyone was busy counting draft picks and adjusting lineups, Clark made the boldest move of the season. She didn't just rattle the cage. She ripped Cheryl Reeve right out of her coaching chair like she owned the league. And the way she did it? Cold, calculated, and dripping with style. This isn't just a twist. It's a takeover.
Caitlin Clark just made the funniest All-Star selections ever. She just picked her friends. She picked her friends. She made sure she picked no ops, as people like to call them. She made sure there were no ops on her team. If she's played with a player before, like Sonia Citron, she picked her. Gabby Williams, she picked nobody that's tweeted a negative thing about her. She's picked nobody that has said a negative thing about her in the media. She picked none of her rivals.
This wasn't just a trade. This was a statement, loud, clear, and ruthless. Caitlin Clark didn't just make a move. She sent a message straight to Cheryl Reeve. I'm done with the politics. I'm done with the games. And I'm done with you. After being snubbed for the Olympics, publicly shaded with sly tweets, and constantly undermined, Clark finally flipped the script. This was payback in prime time, her way of telling Reeve, you question my place? Watch me take yours. Cold. Calculated. Unforgettable.
This is the first time I've ever seen this, man. The first time out of all the times I've seen where two star players are picking up players. They ask for a trade, or the median person asks for a trade, and they're talking about trading the coach.
Let's not sugarcoat it. This trade wasn't strategy. It was personal. Caitlin Clark knew exactly what she was doing when she locked eyes with Nafisa Collier on live ESPN and dropped the bomb. I don't know if this is in the rules. I don't really care. We already decided. We're trading coaches. That moment wasn't just bold. It was electric. It was unapologetic. It was pure power. The smirk, the delivery, the total control. Everything about it screamed that Clark wasn't asking for respect anymore. She was taking it.
Here, Caitlin, you said you might be aggressive on the trade market once this opened up. Is there any player that you're looking to get to? And remember, it has to be apples to apples trade here. Starter for starter, reserve for reserve. The good news is you can't go wrong with this type of talent. Anyone looking to make a deal here?
To be completely honest, I love my team. I think they're great. I don't have any intentions of really trading any of them. I don't know if this is in the rules. I don't really care. But I think we've already discussed we are going to trade coaches. He's going to take her coach, Sandy Brondello.
Gerald Reeve thought she could stroll into the All-Star game like it was business as usual. Like Caitlin Clark would just smile, play along, and pretend the past never happened. Big mistake. Clark isn't in the business of forgetting. And she sure as hell isn't in the mood to forgive. Especially not a coach who spent more time tearing her down than building the league up. This wasn't a game to Clark. It was a reckoning. And Reeve? She just got caught on the wrong side of it.
Clark was supposed to be coached by Minnesota Lynx head coach Cheryl Reeve. Nafisa Collier was supposed to be coached by New York Liberty head coach Sandy Brondello. They swapped coaches. Cheryl Reeve, dodged the bullet. Thank God I don't need to coach Caitlin Clark, man. Man, I can't deal with that. I would have had to swallow so much pride, I can't do that. Fee, she probably called him the Fee, talk to Caitlin, please. I can't coach her. I can't do it. This book's about to come out. You know what they're going to be saying if I'm coaching Caitlin Clark and the book's out? Oh, God. Fee, please, Fee.
The history between Caitlin Clark and Cheryl Reeve? Pure toxicity. And finally, Clark snapped. Let's not pretend we didn't see it coming. Reeve had been playing petty games for months. Remember the cryptic tweet about 12 teams and more than one player while Clark was rewriting basketball history? Or when she conveniently went silent on Clark's Olympic snub, despite being the Team USA coach. Reeve didn't just ignore Clark's greatness. She made a career out of downplaying it. And Clark, she was done being quiet. This wasn't tension. This was a Cold War finally gone public.
Of course, Reeve is Collier's head coach for the Minnesota Lynx, so that makes sense. But the drama is going to come from Reeve having previously been critical on social media about the amount of attention Clark received relative to the rest of the league, not to mention being the coach of Team USA that Caitlin Clark was so famously snubbed from.
If you're enjoying this, hit that subscribe button, because this saga isn't over. Here's the truth about champions. They never forget. Caitlin Clark remembered everything. Every subtle jab, every passive-aggressive interview, every moment Cheryl Reeve tried to make her feel like she didn't belong. And when Clark finally had the power to flip the script, she didn't blink. The trade? Cold, clean, and calculated. She swapped Reeve for Sandy Brondello, the New York Liberty coach who led her team to back-to-back finals. That's not just a move. That's an upgrade. From a coach who trolled her on social media to one who knows how to lead when it actually counts. Brondello's response said it all. Her teenage son texted her, "Mom, you got traded," and she laughed. That's the energy Clark wants. Winners who take the game seriously, but not themselves. No drama. No bitterness. Just champions building champions.
I was like, oh yeah, this is good. This is good. This is good. So wait, Caitlin Clark had Chrissy Sides, who never let her. Okay. Now she's got Stephanie White, who wants to do off ball. Oh, okay. And now Sadie Bardell's like, wait, oh, I could show Caitlin what she's been missing this whole entire. I can set up an offense like, oh, here comes recruitment year of 2020.
Meanwhile, Cheryl Reeve had no choice but to sit there and watch it all unfold, live in real time, as Caitlin Clark effectively fired her in front of the world. The coach who once thought she could control the narrative around Clark's career just got publicly outplayed by the very star she tried to suppress. You could almost see the steam rising as it hit her. She'd just been outmaneuvered, outclassed, and outshined by someone half her age. But let's move past Reeve and focus on what really matters, Clark's team. Because she didn't just remove a toxic coach. She built a dynasty. Just look at the names. Aya Wilson, Sabrina Ionescu, Sada Sabali, Aaliyah Boston, Kelsey Mitchell, Gabby Williams, Jackie Young. And the list keeps going. This isn't a lineup. It's a statement. Clark didn't assemble a team to compete. She built one to conquer.
Caitlin Clark actually has a complete roster to start her team. She's got Caitlin Clark at the 1, Sabrina Ionescu at the 2, Satu Sabali at the 3. She must have heard the chatter in the offseason of fans saying, let's get Satu Sabali. I'm just saying, she might have heard a thing or two. We got AB at the 4 and Asia Wilson at the 5. Starters for starters, this should be a victory. I know it's the All-Star game.
Caitlin Clark didn't just draft a team. She made a statement. Loyalty came first. Before stacking her roster with stars, she took care of her own. With the first overall pick, she chose Aaliyah Boston, her Indiana Fever teammate, sending a loud message. "I stand with those who stand with me." Then she followed it up by selecting Kelsey Mitchell as her first reserve, keeping the Fever's backcourt connection alive and intact for the All-Star stage. It wasn't sentiment. It was strategy. Clark built a team engineered to win. Aya Wilson brings championship pedigree and MVP credentials. Sabrina Ionescu offers deadly perimeter shooting and a clutch mentality. Sada Sabali adds size, versatility, and global experience. Every position is covered. Every move was calculated. This isn't a collection of all-stars. It's a roster built around chemistry, balance, and that rare hunger only true champions share. Clark didn't just form a team. She created a unit designed to dominate, together.
The players was a lot of fun, and Caitlin Clark also wound up with all of the Fever members on her squad as well, meaning Aaliyah Boston, Clark, and Kelsey Mitchell will be a trio in Indianapolis for All-Star. So that's the way it went down. Here are the teams. You can see Caitlin Clark celebrating what she was able to accomplish here. That's her squad. Clark, Boston, Ionescu, Wilson, Sabali, Mitchell, Gabby Williams. I love Gabby Williams. What a player. Sonia Citron, Kiki Iriafen, Jackie Young, Thornton, Kayla Thornton from the Valkyries. So Clark should have a very fast team.
You know what speaks louder than any press release or post-game interview? The fan reaction. When Caitlin Clark pulled off that trade, social media exploded. Clark just fired Reeve live on TV. I'm here for it. So glad Cheryl won't be coaching Caitlin. Goodbye, Cheryl. The message was loud and unanimous. This wasn't just about strategy. This was Clark rewriting her own story, and the public was cheering her on with every move. Meanwhile, Reeve's camp was left scrambling, blindsided and stunned, trying to figure out how their seasoned coach just got outmaneuvered by a second-year player. But let's be real, this was long overdue. Reeve spent months throwing subtle shade, minimizing Clark's rise and using social media to chip away at her credibility. Clark didn't respond with words. She responded with action, and did it on the biggest stage possible. This trade wasn't about X's and O's. It was about power. Caitlin Clark sent a message that echoed across the league. She's done being disrespected, done with the passive-aggressive politics, and done being used as a headline while others try to dim her shine. She's not just a generational talent. She's a force, and she just flipped the entire WNBA hierarchy on its head.
As Gangster Clark heard Cheryl Crusted Blueberry Muffin Ass Reed being salty in that press conference, throwing shade at the Fever and said, nope, get her punk ass up out of here. She ain't about to coach my team for the All-Star game, and that's why I call her Gangster Clark, because whatever Gangster Clark wants, Gangster Clark.
And let's not ignore the poetic irony in all this. Cheryl Reeve thought she could coast into the All-Star game, no questions asked, likely hoping to ride Caitlin Clark's star power to elevate her own brand. Instead, she got reassigned to coach Nafisa Collier's squad, while Clark upgraded to a championship-caliber coach who actually values her skill set. This trade wasn't just strategic, it was symbolic. Clark didn't settle. She didn't play nice with someone who had made a habit of undermining her. She spotted the problem, found the solution, and executed it with surgical precision. That's what real leaders do. That's what separates contenders from champions. Now Clark gets to work with Sandy Brondello, a coach with a proven track record of maximizing elite talent and building systems that balance individual brilliance with team cohesion. Brondello led the New York Liberty to back-to-back finals and knows exactly how to let stars shine while keeping the chemistry intact. She's not just an upgrade, she's the perfect fit. And Clark knows it.
Bruh, tell me y'all just saw Caitlin Clark destroy Cheryl Reeves on national TV. I know y'all saw free smoke, ayy, free smoke, ayy, free smoke, ayy, free smoke. Bruh, Caitlin Clark want all the smoke. Caitlin Clark want all the smoke, bruh. Bruh, she just annihilated Cheryl Reeve on national television. I didn't see that coming. They asked Caitlin Clark, hey, Caitlin, are there any player trades you like to make? Nah, I'm kind of set with my team, but I would like to trade coaches.
On one side, you had Cheryl Reeve, a coach who spent more time questioning Caitlin Clark's impact than appreciating it, constantly trying to downplay her rise. On the other side, Sandy Brondello, a coach who knows exactly how to build around generational greatness. She's not just a proven winner. She's a system architect, the kind who turns stars into champions. And with Clark's all-star roster, this isn't a team. It's a warning. Her starting five could go head-to-head with any lineup in WNBA history. Clark runs the floor with unmatched vision and poise. Ionescu brings elite shooting and off-the-charts basketball IQ. Aya Wilson controls the paint like a three-time MVP should. Sada Sabali offers length, versatility, and global experience. Aaliyah Boston anchors the defense with rim protection and relentless rebounding. And the bench? Just as lethal. Kelsey Mitchell delivers sharp shooting and fourth-quarter fearlessness. Gabby Williams brings all-out hustle and defensive lockdown ability. Jackie Young adds veteran leadership and playoff toughness. This isn't just a team of stars, but it's a blueprint for a dynasty.